you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
S-I-C-K.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Bruins Vibes.
Bruins win the Stanley Cup.
Going into the corner. But, oh, there goes a
Pass on a gigantic. Are you kidding me?
That is an arm!
The sickest Boston Bruins podcast.
Sends it in, and it's Pasternak scores! Series winner for David Pasternak and the Bruins.
It's gonna be sick.
Hey. Episode 3, Bruins Vibes Podcast, 10:20 p.m. Eastern Time. We are live on the Sick Podcast Network. I'm your guy, Brendan Sennott, hockey scribe guru extraordinaire, my main man, Jimmy Murphy, the Murph Dog. What's up, buddy?
Hey, exciting game. Very entertaining
Exciting
game.
game.
I mean, not the prettiest
Bruins
game, but it was,
Blackhawks 3 in OT, baby.
yeah.
What very fun game to watch. If you like hockey, that was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it had a old kind of the feel of the games we grew up watching at the old Garden there, Brendan. Back and forth action, a lot of rough stuff, up and down, mistakes, bouncing back from mistakes, just a lot of great stuff. Great saves on both ends. I mean, you know, people can say all they want about Korpisalo and Soderblom. They're backup goalies. They are, but they stepped up. I mean, in clutch situations, they stepped up. And I thought both goalies were great. But I mean, Korpisalo stole the show in overtime. There's no denying that. They have no business sniffing a win if not for him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 3 huge saves in overtime. Stopping.
I mean, the Garden one was he gets 2 on Nazar as if that wasn't good enough, and then
Right.
he gets that, and then, like a 2-0. And he's letting people know, like, yeah, I meant it. I should have been playing more last year, and so now I think Marco Sturm's going to see that now. And as we discussed with Hags last night, this is gonna. It's not going to be. I still don't think it's going to be a 1A 1B.
Right.
But it's going to be
60-40.
Yeah, maybe a little less, but yeah. It's gonna be close to a 1A 1B. I'll give him that.
Yeah, 55-45 if we're talking percents.
Yeah, we'll see.
But
I mean, he was great. The only thing though, and I hate to be Sally Downer is, let's address the elephant in the room right away and not ignore it. Hampus Lindholm leaves after 6 shifts.
Yep.
Doesn't come back. Doesn't appear to be any. I mean, Nesson, from what I saw, unless you missed it, I got up a couple times.
No.
It just been kind of a crazy day, as you know, and there's no contact. If unless there was something we missed where, contact caused that.
Yeah.
You think of football, right? When a running back just all of a sudden falls and
Right.
no contact at all. You're like, oh, that's not good. This isn't good.
Yeah, well, best case, you got to hope it's fatigue, a little, like Brick was saying.
Well, the cramp. I mean, maybe it's a cramp. I don't know.
Groin, something. You know what I mean? You hope it's muscular.
Groin is not best case scenario, Brendan.
Right. But it's not the knee.
I've been there. It's not good.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but
no, I mean, I don't know. We have no idea. I'm not saying whatever it is. We'll find out, in the next 24 hours probably, but it's not a good sign when a guy just leaves like that.
Right.
And they saw him try and go on and he couldn't. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. So. And what's crazy is the Bruins are a completely different team without that man on the ice. They were all over the place. It looked like the circus after he left the game.
Yeah, and that was last season, right? I mean, we can look at so many different reasons of why last season went the way it did, but one of the big ones, and you and I were saying it from the get-go, and for some reason, I don't understand. For some reason, I don't know when it was, maybe 2 years ago, or maybe Hampus Lindholm became a whipping boy for this fan base, and people did not appreciate him. And if they don't get right now how valuable he is to that team, he gets an A put on his jersey. He comes back. He has a solid game in his first game back since November 12th, 2024. And, everyone in the locker room, everyone raves about him. I mean, this guy is a leader. He's part of the fabric of this team on and off the ice. And unfortunately, for those who still don't see that, they might finally learn the lesson now. I hope they don't have to learn that lesson right now, but if they do, this isn't good for the Bruins because you're right, Brendan. When he's on the ice, and when they're able to roll what they believe is their defensive pairings, it's structured.
They play
It's
much more in control.
it fits Marco Sturm's mode. Like I don't think right now Marco Sturm's happy he got the win, but behind the scenes right now, Marco Sturm's blowing a gasket. I mean, they like you said, they were an absolute bleep show out there. And it was just too up and down. And that's not what he's looking for. Because if you get into those track meets, you get into these type of games a lot, as we saw last year with this team.
They are going to be a lottery team again.
Yeah, they're not. Then with all due respect to my buddy Joe Haggerty, I've known forever. I completely disagree with him last night, and this is example why. Like as we said, and he can say, "Yeah, well, that's the truth for any team," but yeah, it's way more the truth for this team. If
they don't have the firepower to make up for it.
If they lose one of Swayman, Lindholm, or McAvoy for an extended period of time,
or Pasa,
they're done. That's it. And so that's not for any team. Winning teams, contending teams have enough depth to get through that. The Bruins do not. And so they just better hope that this isn't a long-term injury. And I'm not, we're going to get into the good stuff in a second. Wanted to get that out of the way. This could be something serious, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, our guy, Chris Nosek, apparently, he's Bruins Vibes fan number 1, is in the chat room, and he said that, according to Ty Anderson, minor injury for Hampus Lindholm, not related to the knee.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And Ty's connected. He's got good scoops. He gets good information. So I hope that's true.
So it could have been the whole, he led the team in ice time last night, got on the flight, late flight home, quick turnaround. Maybe he just cramped up or something. It's the best case scenario. So anyway.
So there we go. And too, I want to say one more thing too. We've seen guys when they come back from major surgeries like this and they're out for a while, that can happen. Like this may not be the first time that happens, right? So that's good that we know that now. And next time it happens, maybe as I just did, we don't freak out as much because, you see that and you worry because we know how much he means to the team. But this could happen as his body starts to get used to the grind, right? And there's going to be a lot of grind this season with the Olympics. Maybe, I know they probably don't want to do it, but I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe there needs to be some, what do we call it, load management for Hampus Lindholm to go forward.
Yeah, definitely. Again, he's clearly the straw that stirs the drink with this team, that he needs to be out there for them to be competitive. If they were playing a good team tonight, they get smoked. You know what I mean? The Blackhawks and their lack of defensive structure and their carelessness with the puck. I mean, they have some snipers, no question about it. But, if that was...
They've got a lot of... Brendan, they have probably, out of all the teams on, in a rebuild right now, if you go check out their prospect system, even the ones that have entered the NHL roster all the way down, they have probably the best defensive core in terms of what's coming up the ranks or what's just arriving. So they're actually I know they looked a little sloppy, right? But they're learning on the job, right? That's the approach they're taking there. But that's going to be a good team, I think, faster than people are expecting. I've been watching them a lot and learning a lot about them over the past year, just watching some of their minor league games. And I'm telling you, this team has got a good foundation. And I think, you can just look at them now. I don't know if you watched them a lot last year, Brendan, but that's an improved team.
Oh, for sure.
They're tough out now. They're not what they were so San Jose is still not there yet. Montreal's already there, obviously. And I think the Blackhawks are sort of in between, and the Penguins are just starting. Those are the 4 teams, right? In a rebuild, you'd say. And I think the Blackhawks are on the right path for sure. So, I do think that's a little bigger the win for the Bruins than people think, maybe because they're looking at the Blackhawks as maybe the team of last year. That's a tough team. They're tough out. And I want to say too, and I'm not trying to ramble here on them, but I think it was a good thing to bring up here is, you were texting me and you were like, Bedard, what the hell, man? That was so cheesy. And, you're mad at him for trying to sell the penalty there that he got on McAvoy. Well, I kind of look at it a different way. I grew up watching Kenny Linsman. I grew up watching Esa Tikkanen, guys like that. If you can, maybe that's the approach he's taking right now. I actually love that kid's attitude tonight. He had some fire in him. Not like last year, man. There was a lot of times where I watched him last year where he was out to lunch and he was just out there thinking that his skill was going to, kind of make up for everything. And he'd just sort of float and wait for the breakaway, wait for the fancy play. And I liked his guts tonight. I liked his just a lot about him, his toughness tonight. So I think that was a tougher out than people think. And I want to give the Bruins a little more credit there.
But at the same time, yeah, it's a rat penalty on him. But a veteran like Charlie McAvoy with Hampus Lindholm already out can't take that stupid penalty and take the shot at him like he did.
Yeah.
Charlie should know better. And look, we're going to break down this game here right now. But I'm going to go into.
We got the negatives out of the way. Let's do the positives.
Yeah, come on, Jimmy. Let me talk. Let me finish, bro. The Reverend Brendan is going to preach this all season. No more McAvoy on the power play. No. Stop it. Come on, Steve Spott. Anyway, that's my rant.
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
But what didn't you like about him on the power play tonight?
What always happens, he's bad at keeping pucks in at the right point.
Mm-hmm.
He did have a little more willingness to shoot tonight than he did.
That's where I was going to go, man.
Led the team in shots, but just his overall confidence. He seems I think you said this word, so I might be stealing this from you. He almost seems awkward running the power play. Like Ray Bourque is 65 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Bourque could come out of the stands right now and run the power play and look like a legend.
Oh, I mean,
you know what I mean? I mean, he's Ray Bourque, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and look comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
Charlie just doesn't.
And what do you and I always say? Like, who should be like hanging out with him and practicing with him? Like, maybe they'll get that someday. But
all right, anyways, let's get into the positive.
I want to say one more thing, just to credit that. Sorry, I want to say one more thing about McAvoy. I agree with you. Needs to learn. I don't think he should be there. But what I noticed tonight was there was more purpose out there. As you said, he was shooting it more. Yeah. I wonder if he knows his days are numbered there, because I felt like he was trying different things out there that we don't usually see. That's all I'm going to say.
Interesting point. Shout out to my cousin DJ, who was there at the game tonight. Saw a great one. What up, DJ? So, 4-3 Bruins. Minton with the snipe. Tell me what you liked about this game from a Bruins standpoint. We hit on a couple things. Korpisalo, the obvious. Take it away. What else stood out to you about the Beast tonight?
Well, it's a pattern too. It's not just what I like tonight. It's what I like in the first game as well. They have a lot more resilience and solid recovery from mistakes in game, period to period, shift to shift. They seem to really, I don't know what they're doing. Like if they're paying attention to coaches more on the bench, or they're talking it more, they're looking more at their iPads. I have no idea, but they bounce back a lot faster than they did last season. If they made a bad mistake or a glaring mistake, like you talk about Charlie McAvoy coughing the puck up at the line and not being able to keep it on the power play, right? But none of that led to a goal. The only turnover that led to a goal was the first Chicago goal by Zadorov. And hey, you know what? I'm coming to the conclusion that if they get just maybe one of those every 3 to 4 games, then maybe the Bruins will be okay. It's going to happen. That's just who he is. But those seemed even minimized. He bounced back after that. I thought he came back and he said, you know what? I'm going to get a little more physical. That'll get my game going. And it gets him more engaged, and it gets him focused on the other areas of the game. So that's what I've seen that now 2 games straight, is that the Bruins have showed, I don't think resilience is just the word, but also just a lack of not losing what they want to do out there, not losing focus and to keep pushing.
He was out there with the bloody beak. He had the gauze in his beak out there looking tough. And then, you got to give the guy credit. He and that hit he had, that was our hit of the game.
So what do we think about that? Because I've talked to like about 10 people about that hit, Brendan. Should that
borderline dirty?
No.
Borderline dirty. Yeah. It was close.
But here's my thing. And I am never one to say, it's one of my biggest pet peeves, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think the fact that he wasn't hurt, right? And he got up all right, and he wasn't hurt. The refs let it go, and they look at it and say, and this is coming from a guy pretty high up in the NHL. He says they're teaching the kid a lesson there. Like, don't ever do that again. You're going to get really hurt the next time you do that. Just be lucky, And so I think I would
Trial
have
by
done the
fire.
same thing. Like, I know I see the Blackhawks fans on Twitter right now are going nuts about that, saying it was dirty, and then I see the Bruins fans saying he turned into it. I think there's a little of both there, and I think the refs, when all was said and done, made the right choice there. He'll learn a lesson there. He won't do it again.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, again, lots of again, we're not trying to do the hype train and say ridiculous things like cue the duck boats and all that kind of stuff. But the fact that they play really hard, they obviously respect Marco Sturm. They go to the net, which, other than the first year under Monty, I don't think happened on a regular basis. I mean, both of those goals, the Janot goal and the Middlestat goal, were greasy goals. Hell,
Yeah,
even the Lindholm goal. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, that's
the
twice
Mitten
now.
goal was really the only snipe.
Yeah, and that's twice now when Lindholm scored down low there, right? Going to the dirty area as he did on. I mean, obviously he was fed a beautiful pass by Pasta against the Capitals, but he's going to the net. He's there in that area where you want him to be. I mean, it's great. And the other thing too, I'm glad you brought up Middlestat there because we were pretty hard on him last night. Another guy who I got to give credit to that bounced back tonight. He was paying the price. He was going out there, had a lot of confidence, was strong on the puck. I criticized him last night for that. Tonight, he was stronger on the puck, so he deserves a lot of credit. And Pavel Zacha, Brendan, I think right now, he's just doing his thing out there, quietly doing his thing. He's got 3 helpers right now. He's always positioned well. He's always helping his line mates. So I think he deserves some credit as well.
Do you imagine if he had an accurate shot, though, with his skating and his skill? That's the one area of his game. Like,
yeah, but that's not him, right?
right.
I think I think a lot of people wanted him to be a number 1 or number 2 center, and it's turning out maybe he's a number 2 wing / number 2 center when you need him in a pinch or an injury to fill in. But I like what he's doing right now.
Well, and we all know that people were blowing Sweeney up all off season to try to get this guy because he has value. He can play
right.
All special teams. He's a great skater, solid defensively. And,
And
no matter what the Bruins do this year, huh?
He's got an amazing cap hit too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, so if this season does go south, like us, Bedard fantasizers, you and I,
Bedard?
he's getting moved. I'm sorry. McKenna, my bad. Yeah, it's late, man. I'm on fumes, bro.
I guess you like Bedard's game too.
Yeah, I do. The guy that stood out to me, though, jumped off the page, was Tanner Janot. He was unreal tonight. I mean, if I'm sure smugly Don Sweeney and Cam Neely enjoyed his performance tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing everything they signed him to that contract for, and everything they said this is what we see in him. I think it's going to take a lot more to justify the term on that. But I think overall, yeah, he had a great game. He had a lot of spirit out there, and his goal came at a crucial time, Brendan, too, where it looked like maybe we were texting it and like, here we go, same old crap as last year. They're going to spiral now,
Right.
And that line as a whole, they came out and they were energizing out there, and they were creating havoc, and that goal was a result of creating chaos.
Absolutely. Now, what about the flip side of the coin? I mean, obviously, we talked about Lindholm going out, how it became, a gong show, the circus. So 2 games, my opinion, a trip down 93 for Mason Lowry might not hurt at this point. He hasn't looked good in 2 games.
Yeah. I think there were some issues tonight, and not as much as last night. He was a little better. I'll give him that. But I think he's just trying to do too much because he feels like he has to. And
Right.
I'm with you. I think, look, they threw him into the fire. And in the long run, that can be great. But I think overall, big picture, if you're looking at, let's see where we are 10 games in. But yeah, I think that's something they have to consider if the mistakes are still there and sort of just the, brain farts, so to speak. there's a couple of those tonight. So they're going to have to improve that.
But I will say that one thing, another on the positive side that stood out to me, again, flip-flopping a little bit here, the power play entries are night and day. So the spot effect has taken effect getting into the zone on the power play.
Yeah, and what you'll see too as a result of that, Brendan, they're getting more chances because it's giving the opponent less time to set up and get to their spots where they need to be and block people out and push it to the outside there. So the Bruins are getting more direct routes to the net, and it's great. I mean, look, I've met Steve Spott on a professional basis, never really personally, but I know a lot of people that know him well, that are good friends with him. I know a lot of people that have worked with him, and I've heard nothing but good things. And they're like, Jimmy, I don't care how bad this lineup is, he will improve their power play. And we're already seeing that 2 games in. So
yeah, 2 games in, yeah.
So far, I know it's only 2 games in. Again, everything we say right now, take it with a grain of salt. We're 2 games in, but that's looking like a great hire by the Bruins staff. And you know what else? Go ahead. No, go ahead, Brendan. I mean to cut you off.
We talked about that was so critical, of letting Marco Sturm bring a guy in. I mean, he got stuck with Kells, and Leach, and the fact that he had the wherewithal to make that hire was immediate. It's paying immediate dividends, and that's got to make you feel good. Now you retool, rebuild, whatever you want to call it. Slowly, you're seeing the pieces. Okay, now we have a coach in place. Now we have a couple of solid assistants. We got the core guys. Where are we going to go from here? I mean, I know we're a long way off from cup contender, but things are getting better. Step in the road, baby steps, I guess is how you can describe it.
That's as far as I would go there. This is what I'm saying. Like, we need to just roll with it.
Yeah, baby steps, absolutely.
It was a fun game. Hey, look, I'm not expecting anything out of this team except, close to a lottery pick, right? But if the games are going to be this way, then that's an improvement, win or lose.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy the season.
Right.
I think I said that.
But you're not going to get that every game, right? Because you're not going to have that opponent who's willing to engage in that or who is trying to manifest it, as I think Chicago was, because they're looking at a tired Bruins team who got in late last night, coming in off a huge emotional high. Chances are they're going to be flat off the gate, which they were, and you saw Chicago try to pounce on that, which they did at times.
Yep.
So you're not always going to have that setup for a game like this. Sometimes it's going to be like the game last night, where it's just both teams aren't giving an inch, and it's boring hockey, and you're just hoping for a break the other way or a bad call that goes your way, and you capitalize. The one thing I'll say is, and again, it's only 2 games, but the one thing I'll say is they just show they can win both types. That's a good sign.
Yeah. And they are exactly what 2 games in, what their brand is. And you said it over the text. They're resilient. They can take a punch now, metaphorically.
Right.
Whereas last year they had the glass jaw. Like as soon as it was chaos, right? They bounce back now. And that's cool to see.
I mean, last year they looked like the New York Yankees, pretty much.
Fair.
Had to get
indeed. Yeah, sure. Anyway,
should we open it up to questions, man?
Yeah, let's open it up to the questions. Let's hear from the fans.
We got anything there? Let's go.
Chris likes the Ducks decor, competing with the Blackhawks, and they're still in a rebuild, but they want to contend this year, for sure. The Duckies.
Yeah, I think the Ducks are knocking on the door now, Chris. I mean, obviously, you're not going out and hiring a guy like Joe Quenneville if you're still rebuilding. They would have just kept Greg Cronin, but they're on the doorstep now. I'm not watching the game right now. I know it just started up. I don't know what the score is. Let's see.
Speaking, I use the phrase Duckies. Cross promotion. Love that you had Drapes on the eye test today. Chris Draper.
Oh yeah.
Always great to me when I was in that dressing room. So
shout
out Drapes. Yes.
Yeah. He was
super
you know
guy.
what? He was fun, man. What a great guy. And he was really nice.
He's a great guy. But the great Mickey Redmond, who still broadcasts for the Red Wings, when the Ducks were finally coming on the scene in the Jaguar days back here in Detroit, he used to call them the Duckies. Oh, they're the Duckies. There's some great Mickey Redmond drops out there. Look them up on YouTube anyway. But I
Nice. I
digress.
like to know. Good old school reference there. But yeah, I mean, I think the Ducks are on their way. That's a team I actually have making the jump into the playoffs this year. I have the
Yeah.
Kings dropping out and the Ducks going in.
Really? The Kings dropping out. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree with Chris. Like the defense is strong there. They just got to get more centers because I don't think Bedard's going to be a center when all is said and done.
Yeah.
All right.
Another
Chris,
guy,
again,
he's that like Patra build. Chris saying
we're going to have to
new
like
power play.
take Chris out for a round at McLean's up in Montreal, maybe before the Bruins Canadiens game.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Chris coming to us from? We got to get his
I believe he's in Mass. We'll see, but I
where in
think
the
he's
world
in
is Carmen
Massachusetts.
San Diego.
Yeah, we owe him a few for all his great questions here. So
Yeah,
go ahead.
like I said, he's Bruins Vibe fan number one. He's patient zero.
Yep.
It's a new power play all around, coach completely differently by Spot. Give McAvoy a month on PP1, then reevaluate. It's a wise move, Chris, but I'm old and impatient, so I don't really have to. I got two. Jimmy has a teenager. I have two teenagers. My patience is gone by 9:15 at night, so I can't.
No, look, I agree with Chris. You got to have.
I'm being
patience.
facetious, of course.
Yeah, I mean the one thing actually when he says that, actually I think about it, and I think this isn't something you and I have addressed. What is the option after Hampus Lindholm? That's the problem, right?
Dare I say, and we've talked about Zadorov. He's got the cannon. He's got the skill.
Or the other person you said who might need a little time in Providence.
Laura, yes.
I wonder if that's ever been thought about. But yeah, it's not too good after you look at Lindholm and they give him a chance. If that doesn't work, the Bruins are in some big trouble.
Right. Chris let the cat out. He's got a 16-year-old, so but he's being the wise dad, in this case. All right, Harry Mostaway. Hey guys, does Harris come in for Lindy if he is out for some time? Yeah, I think so. I think we could see Mass's own Jordan Harris come in.
Yeah. You know what, too? I got to say about him, and for our listeners, I mean, Brendan knows that I know a lot of people in Montreal and follow them a lot just because I'm on the air up there a lot and I live there.
And you've applied for citizenship there.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna for sure. But that's a whole other story. I'll tell you right now, that's a guy that we're talking about Chicago being deep with defensive prospects. So are the Montreal Canadiens. Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton have done a great job over the last few years building up a stable there of young guys coming up. And they got to a point where it was like, all right, we have to choose between one or the other, right? And he just lost out to some other good young prospects. It wasn't necessarily that they moved on from him because he wasn't really good or anything. They just have so many good defensive prospects that it's such a hard egg to crack there. So I think this could be an under-the-radar pickup by Don Sweeney when all's said and done. He's got to be happy, too, to be playing back here in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I mean, and Rick alluded to it on the broadcast, the craziness of the schedule. I think was it like 13 games in some nutso amount of days. Your depth is going to be tested right away.
Sure.
And, first period of game 2 to have Lindholm go down, obviously, what sounds like something muscular, lower body, you got to have the depth. And if the, the depth is the Bruins are going to play the game that they want to play, they have to have that defensive depth. And I mean, again, like I said, it was a mess when Lindholm left the game. So hopefully Harris can kind of be a little bit stabilizing if he is the one that comes in there.
Yeah, and one thing he'll do too, we talk about Mason Lohrei taking a little too many chances, but that, obviously he's an offensive guy. Jordan Harris, I think, has learned that he needs to keep his game simple. So I'm interested to see if he's able to do that because that's what he's got to do right now. He's got to come in and just be steady for them, right? Just let them know that they can depend on him in a pinch, and we'll see how it goes.
Up the glass and out. You know what I mean? Nothing fancy.
Yeah. Well, if anyone watching there, give a little more questions. If not, Brendan, let's look ahead, right? We got still a busy weekend ahead, man. Want to tell everybody out there too, we're not going to be on Saturday after the game against Buffalo. Buffalo got smoked by the Rangers tonight, by the way. Their goaltending's Not good. When you're starting Alex Lyon in your season opener, no offense to him, but
Yeah,
I mean,
Uka Pekkanen is hurt.
where's Devin Levi?
He just can't crack that lineup. It's
But why?
bizarre.
Well, I mean, why not just take him up right now? What do you have to lose? Like, look at your
Exactly.
alternatives.
Yeah,
Something weird going
the
on, man.
the Sabres, it's odd. I think I joked one time with you last year. It's like, get Tage Thompson out of there to a real NHL team. Hey,
Like everyone else.
yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, he's just wasting away there, and you don't want to see a guy go. We always rip on athletes that go
Yeah,
diva and force their way out of town. He might want to consider forcing himself out of town.
yeah.
It's never going to work there.
I gotta say, I know his agent pretty well, Jerry Buckley, St. Sebastian's alma mater, like me. Uh, he's a great St. Sebastian's alum. He told us, we had him on the eye test. I want to say like 2 weeks ago, Brendan. He said Tage is pretty psyched to help them turn the corner there. Like he wants to win there. So he's not close right now to asking out. Like I think he wants to be the one to finally get them over the hump there. And I think he can. He's got to be the center though. Like he's much better. I like him much better at center than they do in the wing. That's a guy though, man. Like I think he cracks Team USA. I think he makes that roster.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he was on the World Championship team for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But he felt a little snubbed. I know that for a fact.
Well, that he
Not
wasn't at camp.
Yeah. So he'll be there. No, that he wasn't
Allow
at
your
the
guy
full-
Lane and his dad.
he was at the camp thing. He was at the camp orientation, Brendan. He wasn't at the Four Nations.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
stand
That's
corrected.
why he
Yeah,
felt snubbed.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was a slight snub, but it wasn't a Lane Hudson-esque snub, where him and his dad had the torches and pitchforks for not being invited to the orientation.
Yeah. So we got a couple more comments there, Jimmy. Harry's got a question about Korpisalo. There we go. What do you think?
Harry, how many games you see Corpy playing this year? I think I said it last night. I mean, he's got to play. I'd like to see him play 35 minimum.
35? Wow.
I mean, it's kind of like, close to 45%. I'm not a math guy, but
I'm just going to go back quick, Brendan, while we're talking about this. I'm curious to see what Allmark and Swayman were averaging each when they were here.
it was 1 year. It was literally 41-41. I know that for a fact.
Was that
People
21-22?
believe so.
Yeah. And then the next year, Allmark played 49. So still pretty close.
Right.
So you think you're
I
going
think
to
between 30 and 35. I mean, and we talked about it last night with Hag.
Well, that makes sense. I think 35 is the threshold, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
the
makes
high
sense.
water mark.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm with you on that.
But I like the fact that Sturm would have been there tonight. Like there was no sentimentality of playing Swayman in the home opener, like you talked about. Got
Yeah.
Corpy out there, got the W. Now you figure Swayman go, 2 off days between, Swayman's going to go Saturday, Swayman's going to go Monday. So the next time we see Korpisalo could be on the road trip. Which I like. And that's that's the 55-45 balance. I think that's the way to go because I just the days of Marty Brodeur are gone. You know what I mean? Like and you saw what happened to Connor Hellebuck in the playoffs. Play too many games, you hit the wall. And eventually
Well,
no matter how good you are.
don't forget he played the Four Nations too.
And the Four Nations, yes.
Yeah.
So
That's an interesting thing too. I mean, we don't have to get in, it's down the road, but that's going to be a big thing again. How many players, Brendan, got hurt and missed time because of the Four Nations?
right.
Think
Yeah.
about it.
So yeah, the
McAvoy,
Sabres do come in Saturday.
Yep, Sabres Saturday. The game kind
And-
of scares me a little.
Well,
you know why?
without Lindholm. If Lindholm's not playing, I mean,
Yeah.
I believe the Sabres were 4-0 against the Bees last year.
They've always
and-
given the Bruins trouble, especially in Boston, which is ironic. It's weird. It's been like Bruins are better in Buffalo than they are in Boston when they play them.
Well, I think Tage Thompson had 2 hat tricks last year against the Bruins.
Yep.
And Paterka had 1. no longer with
He's
them,
gone. You
obviously,
don't have to worry about him.
Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But my point is, if the Bruins are going to do this, clown car, gong show defense, a team like the Sabres with all those snipers and all those,
That's a game they want to get into.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. They want to track me.
Plus,
And
you're feeling good. You're coming in 2-0. People are getting I won't call it a bandwagon, but people are getting excited about you. The media is going to be pumping your tires.
Yep.
And in come the woeful Sabres off a loss, getting humiliated in their home opener, wanting to prove themselves to the coach. This is a lot more dangerous game than I think people are going to give it.
Oh, for sure. No, absolutely.
Yeah. Plus, you might be looking ahead to Tampa Bay on Monday in the annual Columbus Day matinee. So,
right. Yeah, the thing about the Buffalo game, again, just let's see how they buy into Stern's system. Like you said, camp's over, first Saturday game. Now you're getting in the every other day practice game. You're hanging with the family. You're getting settled into your place. Very easy to kind of just do a no-show on Saturday. It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. I'm with that. So that would be a tough game, probably tougher than most think. And then, Monday, Tampa Bay, man, that's legitimately to me the first real huge test. I know people are going to say Washington, look at them. They had the President's Trophy, blah, 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 Alex Ovechkin. We both said we felt like Washington's going to regress this year, and they looked like poop.
Yeah.
As my co-host friend Pierre McGuire likes to say, they looked like poop. Horse poop.
Poop is such a great word.
Yeah.
It's a staple in this house, believe me. Yeah.
So Monday's a big one.
But again, I don't want to. Again, you said the word, Debbie Downer or whatever. No Lindholm. I have no expectations. It's weird. He's such a key part of this team.
Yeah.
To me, they can lose to anybody without the guy.
By the way, I want to just say, for those who don't know, the Lightning blew a big lead to Ottawa tonight and lost them 5-4. So, who knows?
Yeah,
Andre
Vasilevsky may be hitting the end here.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it, but something's up with Vasilevsky, right? Because didn't he miss every game except one until the last game in the preseason? So. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's out. So who knows what's up with him? We got any more there?
But where Linus Ullmark giving up a lot of goals? Don't see that.
Are you being sarcastic?
A little bit.
Hey, by the way, one other thing I want to bring up. I wrote it for RG today. Something to follow. I don't know. I would imagine they have looked into him. I couldn't confirm it, but Martin Necas is a name to follow on the trade market. Hey, we could wake up with my luck saying that, and he'll be signed tomorrow. But by all accounts, it's not that neither one was interested. I think they both want to get a deal done. It just sort of hasn't kickstarted yet. Yeah, but it's interesting, right? Because so many names in the past week fell off the free agent board for next summer, right? Everybody was getting excited about 2026. I think we referenced it last night, right? It's going to be a cut. I mean, you pretty much now you have, unless I haven't seen any news tonight, but as far as I know, as of like 7:00, you've got Kempe, Panarin, and Necas. Those are the big three fish right now. And
Panarin's 34.
Yeah, but you look at Colorado right now. They're going to have to pay the mother load for Cale Makar. I know the cap's going up, so they're going to have more space to do it. But still, they've got some other guys coming up. It's going to be interesting to see how that one unwinds. And I was told that the Leafs and the Rangers have had prior interest. The Rangers, you just brought up Panarin. I think Panarin's on his final swan song with the Rangers. I just feel like that's where it's going. So you wonder if the Rangers jump in there, try to replace him with Necas. But if I'm Don Sweeney, I'm all over that.
Oh, you've reported it.
I don't know what are they going to ask? What are they asking him? That's the big question. Like people were saying, well, if it's Toronto, then Colorado would want Easton Cowan right away for starters. So what do the Bruins have on that level that they could give? That's the question there. People are going to say, give him Lysell. No, that's not going to do it.
Right. Yeah.
But it's something to watch. I mean, that would be something to put in your top 6, Brendan.
The Bruins have to hope that Nashis gets to market at this point in free agency.
Yeah.
To have a realistic shot at it. Because as you said.
But see, I think even if he gets dealt, he probably gets dealt with an extension in place, right? That's what we're seeing more often now. It's becoming the NBA. You're getting these sort of, they're not really signing trades, but they are.
So here's a couple good questions and points.
Okay.
So Chris chiming in, he thinks
Go ahead.
Potter's a good trade chip. Eh? Ish?
With more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like with a first rounder.
Right.
And another prospect maybe, or a roster player.
And then Harry makes the point, if Nashis gets to free agency, do they think the Bees have the upper hand with the pasta factor?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know I don't know what his relationship is with Pasternak, but if he's a young kid from Czech, he obviously idolizes him. I mean, Pasta's a rock star and a legend back there. So yeah, I mean, obviously that's going to be an attraction, and they could utilize Pasta with his personality as well to sell Boston. But yeah, definitely.
I just think with the cap where it is, the money that they gave Nelson, having to pay McCarr, I don't think they could. I mean, he's going to command $10 million minimum.
You brought up the big one there, and I know you said it to me privately, but I want to give you big credit for it, and I just forgot to mention it there. So good on Brock Nelson's the big thing there. With all due respect to Brock Nelson, not at 7.5 for those years. I'm sorry. He's a great player. He's a great leader, but
at 32 on the downside.
Would you say he's sort of just above Charlie Coyle? Like he's that guy you want on your team. You want him in your middle 6.
Yes.
But that's where the market's going. I mean, what are you going to do?
Charlie Coyle with a better shot, with a more accurate shot.
We're like old men yelling at the clouds, though, when I think about it, Brendan, because that's where the market's going. My first instinct is to bash that deal, but then I look at it, I'm like, well, that's the climate right now. That's the new salary cap. But still, that could hamstring them. That's a good point by you.
Well, but you look at what these guys signed for. Like, what did Bouchard sign for? Was he 14?
Yeah, well, he's a defenseman, though. So.
Well, but I'm go back to the McCarr thing.
Oh, yeah.
Bouchard signed for sport. That's why I don't think there's any way in hell Colorado can keep Nashis, because if Bouchard made 14, McCarr is going to make 17. Minimum.
Right. Or does he do a hometown discount like McDavid?
In short term.
Yeah. How many GMs that have pending UFAs, like big guys right now, do you think in the last few days have gone to their agents or those players and say, hey, I mean, look what Connor did there. What do you think? Maybe we could do that, right? Like, take one for the team.
Right.
And the problem is, right, I want to get ahead. Like, I want to say this too, because I'm seeing it a lot on social right now, where fans of those teams are like, oh, what kind of jerk wouldn't take one for the team like McDavid? Like, what kind of team player is he? He's not a team guy. Dude, if you've got 17 million coming at you, I'm sorry. Who are we to knock those guys for taking that money?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they all got the bag. Eichel got the bag. Connor got,
Eichel. I think Eichel could have got more. I think Eichel took a hometown discount.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just like, don't get mad at your players if your fans out there, if they're not going to do the hometown discount thing, because I think that's going to become a rarity. And it is where we are. And I don't think it makes the player a bad guy or a bad teammate if he doesn't do it.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, Ethan Russell wants to ask you, how about Minton the last 2 games? He looks good on the PK for the most part.
Hey, Ethan, long time no talk. Only about a few hours, right? Look, the first game, he looked a little tentative. Tonight, he was completely different to me. I mean, the kid was tenacious out there. He was driving in the net. He played with a lot of confidence. And, as long as we continue, like fans and media, we continue to let him develop into whatever he's going to be and don't cast him in as, hey, he's a new number 1 center. By all accounts, scouts I talk to say he's a 2 or a 3C, right? If he can become a 2C, then so be it. Like, that's fine. And I think this kid, I dropped the word to you in a text, and I didn't want to be crazy and get ahead of myself saying it, but I saw some number 37 qualities in him tonight, especially on the winning goal.
It's definitely blasphemy usually to say, but definitely so.
Yeah.
And there's another guy now. Again, we talk about the Ray Bork mentoring The D-men, Patrice Bergeron will have no problem mentoring Fraser Minton if he's asked. I don't even think he has to be asked.
Yeah.
That's just the kind of guy and kind of leader he is. So that's
Hey,
again, baby steps. It's
I
a
want to,
small building block.
yeah. Chris Noshik, pull that point up. He had a great point there on players with salary cap and taking the big deals. He says it's the player's job to manage the salary cap. Can you pull that up, Jimmy? There we go.
It's the player's job to manage the salary cap. That's why they pay general managers. Good ones manage the cap. Bad ones, the cap runs them.
Dead on. Chris nailed it. And you know what? I know Chris watches the eye test, but I'll echo my co-host Pierre McGuire, who has constantly said throughout the offseason and into this season, he continues to say, in the past, it's been the players and the coaches who dictate where teams go and who's going to win and who's not. Right now, it's the managers. It's the general managers, to an extent the coaches, but it's more the general managers right now. And the owners that want to back their general manager and win. That's going to be the difference this year. Pro scouting is going to be huge in the NHL. And I agree. Pierre said that. It's going to be huge.
So I just shrugged. So flip that on its head, Jimmy. How of the 30 GMs, rate Sweeney, how he manages the cap. Does the cap run him or does he run the cap? What do you think? Is he in the middle of the pack?
I'm going to have to get back to you on that one.
Okay.
Because I think up until about 2022, 2023, I think he was doing a great job.
Well, we had Marchand and Bergeron taking hometown discounts.
Well, not even that, and he had Krejci. Not even that. I think he built his teams on how you win in this era. But as I said last night, Brendan, I'll continue to hammer it home. He didn't seem to have a succession plan for Bergeron and Krejci.
Right.
And I think that's haunting them right now, and that's why they're starting to draft heavy on centers and realize, okay, we got to get this together here. But we'll see. That a few months from now,
look at the other side of the coin.
Yeah, but again, though, we talk about pro scouting,
right?
And this is pro/amateur. Getting a guy like Fraser Minton in that Carlo trade. Like getting guys that they did from Colorado, getting that kid on the amateur side. I mean, if this kid Zellers turns out to be what people think, the amateurs should be scouts for the Boston Bruins should get a load of credit for that. So I think there was some really strategic scouting by them at the deadline, and it's headed in the right direction.
And they've had a rough few years with some of the moves in that scouting department. I don't think a lot of people would be sold.
Yeah. Let's get back to what Pierre's saying, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got someone, the polar opposite is somebody like Pat Verbeek, who, I know it was a very Swayman-esque situation with McTavish, but he drew a line in the sand and basically was like, hey, this is what I'm paying you. And the kid eventually signed and came in, and because he knows he has to pay other guys too.
Yeah, we got a couple more questions there, Jimmy, if you want to pull them up. I think Ethan, we got Harry.
Thank you guys for being here. We love it.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Middlestad doesn't look, Ethan says, looking dapper in his profile picture, by the way. Middlestad doesn't look comfortable. Should Zaka move to center? In Casey's defense, he is in a 2C. We talked about this last night. It's kind of like they're interchangeable because they're both flawed players. So you kind of just have to play them on that line. He makes the point, we didn't hit on this in the game. I think the biggest problem with that line right now is, in my opinion, Arvidsson's been. Hags will disagree with me. He thought he was good last night. I thought Arvidsson was not good tonight.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he basically should have got a secondary helper on the tying Blackhawks goal.
No disrespect. I think he's just having a lot of hard luck. I think that guy's really trying out there. Okay. And I'm with you, though. I mean, he doesn't seem to have much finishing skill anymore. That's an issue for a team that needs scoring. I think he's creating chances, but he's not capitalizing. And, when all is said and done, they need him to capitalize. So he's not doing what he's being paid to do. You're right. But at the same time, I think he's creating chances there. The other thing I liked, I think might have been Brickley or it was Judd. I can't remember who picked it up last night. No, it was Raycroft. Raycroft at one point last night. I don't know if anybody watching right now can tell me if they remember this. Raycroft said that he was yelling at his teammates, specifically at Zadorov, like skate it out, go, go, go. You know how we always complain about Zadorov and his breakouts? And he's like, don't keep trying to get the puck out, skate with it.
Right.
And that's good. So maybe, you know what? If he's not finishing, that's not a good thing. And when all is said and done, they need him to score. But at the same time, maybe, what he's doing in terms of leadership out there, maybe that will help.
All right, let's blow through a couple questions
Yeah,
and then we'll put a pin in this one.
I know, because we're
Harry
both going
again.
to pass out soon.
Yeah, exactly. Do you guys think McDavid leaves in 3 years, regardless of success the Oilers have? Yes.
No.
Okay, let's what's going to be the first wager of the
How about first 3 rounds at McLean's in 3 years when we're there doing a show?
Sure.
All right, sounds good. You know why too? I just want to say, if he wins a cup there, he's not leaving, because the only he's staying to win a cup, but his wife also has a business that she just opened up there. They're very embedded in that community, so he doesn't want to leave, but he will if he has to.
And I just don't think, like, as long as I know they picked up oh God, it's late, man.
Jack
Connor
Roslovic?
Ingram. Connor Ingram.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But as long as they have that goal, the Stuart Skinner,
Oof,
it's not happening.
that was ugly last night. Sorry, we kept cutting Chris off there.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see, Chris. Jimmy, they drafted several centers. Bergeron and Krejci were aging. They didn't work out. Some was bad scouting. Sweeney flipped the scouting staff when he became GM. Some was on the players.
Totally agree. So I guess scout better would be to create that succession plan. And maybe you didn't have to, maybe drafting wasn't the way to go. Maybe they should have looked at present rosters, trade market, free agency, identified that as a primary target. That would be.
You've been on the scouting thing for about the last 4 or 5 years since I've known you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Just reading your stuff. So.
Yeah. I would say the one thing, and I know he's off to a great start and I'm happy for him. I would say the one thing is that might come back to haunt Sweeney is he paid Elias Lindholm, wanted him to come in like he's a number 1C. He's not. He's a great 2C on a real contender. That's my opinion.
Fair and accurate. Let's blow through a couple more here.
Yeah.
Ethan again, they always dapper Ethan. I have a feeling they put all the cards in on Hagens to be the next 1C for 15 to 20 years. They ended up looking for a plan B. I hope not.
I don't think Hagens is a 1C either. It's not big enough.
Craig Janney 2.0, as we've said.
Oh, great call. I don't know if Ethan might be a little young for that. We're old men, Ethan. Sorry. Go look him up.
Yeah.
Craig Janney, that's a great call. And
I stole it from you. I stole it from you, buddy. I stole it from you.
And where'd Craig Janney go to school?
The Heights.
Yes, Boston College. There you go. All right, go on.
Both my folks alumni. Shout out.
Yeah, mine too.
Mine is smarter than yours. No,
we were the black sheep. Two of
right,
us.
exactly. Yeah. Chris again. Hey, those rounds are going to me.
Okay.
McDavid leaving is an emotional fan narrative. McDavid wants to stay and look for every reason to stay.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Right.
Again, I don't.
No.
And
Brendan,
the topic for another day.
He's gone. If they don't win a cup, we agree. But if they win a cup, why are you leaving? Then you got a legacy there.
I know this is a topic for a whole other show. And I don't have any idea when it's going to come happen, but and I know you don't like this, but the 800-pound gorilla are the Oilers going to call Carter Hart when he's allowed to return?
No, Carter Hart's going to Vegas, man.
Really?
Yeah, according to a lot of NHL insiders, it's pretty much a done deal. Once he's able to sign, he'll go to Vegas. And I would say after 8, I don't know what happened tonight. I don't know where they are right now, and I don't think Adin Hill was starting tonight. Let's see. Well, it's 1-1. I don't think they were starting him on a back-to-back. Yeah, it wasn't. It was the kid that they got from the Devils, Akira Schmid. But after last night, yeah, Carter Hart's going on the Vegas Golden Knights.
No kidding.
Yep.
Man.
Whew. Vegas doesn't mess around, buddy.
Vegas doesn't mess around, and they're not.
You know,
And,
by the
and
way,
personally, I know we disagree on this. This is how you'd run your team. Like you're not in the hall of moral ambiguity, or you know what I mean. Like
they don't care.
exactly.
They're cutthroat, man. Think of some of the guys they've moved on from.
Yeah.
I mean, Jonathan Marchessault.
Yeah.
Is there anyone left from the Misfits? There's like one guy, right? From the original guys that went to the Cup final that year. I think there's only like one guy. Like they don't care.
Stone.
So yeah, they don't care about
Right.
they're not sentimental at all. They don't care. Like that's great, man. Thanks. You did this. You gave so much money to this cancer foundation. Well, hit the bricks. We need to win a cup. They don't care.
You use the negative one. They're the Steinbrenner Yankees.
Yeah, but they win. They win. And you know what? I think the players get it too. Anybody that goes there, they don't take it as an offense. They know they're just out there to win. And by the way, they've got $9.8 million to spend now because of Petro being out for the season.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Crazy. All right, man. You want to put a bow on this puppy?
We got a few more there? No.
All right, Ethan. Yeah, we got some loyal listeners.
Yeah, let's
tell your friends.
I don't like leaving people out here. Let's do a couple more. Okay. I know, dude, I'm tired as hell. I've been through hell in the last 24 hours, but I appreciate everyone coming on here.
Ethan again, here's a good way to put it. John is controlled by the cap and free agency, but seems to win trades. Like you've stated, Jimmy. Thanks for the compliments. Love the new show.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's true.
Couple more. Chris pointing out that the Oilers said they're already out on Hart.
Yeah, Chris is right.
Yeah. I don't get why Utah wouldn't want Hart.
They might have. Maybe they would have, but maybe he didn't want to go there.
Jimmy cursed me out for all you Bruins fans that like making moves. I don't know why the Bruins wouldn't want Hart, because then you had Swayman available to be traded if Hart's good. He's your most valuable trade piece. If you guys want a 1C, Jimmy, you've always said if we're going to get a 1C, what's their most tradable commodity? Swayman. So if you could trade Swayman for a 1C and then you have a Carter Hart,
yeah, but one is contingent on the other, is what you're saying.
Right, but I'm saying why?
They're not going to carry.
My thinking is
go ahead.
That if you want to ever get a 1C, you got to take chances of getting a guy like Carter Hart, where goalie is your strongest asset. The Bruins should be in it.
What do you? But are you saying so they'd have Korpisalo, Swayman, and Hart all at the same time?
Yeah, and you immediately trade Swayman if you could brought him in for the.
So again, this is
no movement clause.
These are contingency moves. Like you can't just take on.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not moving Korpisalo.
Get Hart, waive Korpisalo. No one's claiming him. Okay. And then you have Swayman, Hart, and then you trade Swayman to the team that's looking for true number one.
You try explaining that to the Jacobs.
Again, yeah, I know pie in the sky.
Well, hey, I mean, but Brendan, you're talking money, cap space. Like I'm just trying to see how are all the elements falling into place to make that happen. Because even if you Korpisalo down, you're still eating some of that on your cap.
Right. You'd have to move up some cap space, no doubt about it. But I'm just saying,
you'd have to move Korpisalo or Swayman before you got Hart.
Fair.
Correct?
Yeah.
I'm not saying they shouldn't go out. I'm not saying like that's a bad idea, but I'm just saying you can't have all three at once.
There's definitely things to do. Right.
Yeah.
But as Chris also points out, the whole Mitchell Miller debacle. But again, you said it, Jimmy. I'm a black sheep. I'm cutthroat. Just win, baby. The Al Davis is my philosophy. So, again, you don't win championships with all choir boys. So,
Okay. Hey, I'm not knocking you, saying like that's your opinion.
And Chris is right. Chris is 100% right. But I'm just saying, like, I was pure speculation.
That's the big. Well, what Chris is bringing up is the bigger elephant in the room. But cap wise and convincing Jeremy Jacobs to be paying all that money at once is not happening. Like,
but all I said was that the Bruins should at least look into it because it opens doors.
Right. But you'd have to look into other things before you look into that. So you are then.
I mean, it's all going to be moot if he's already going to Vegas. But I'm just saying
he's going to Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Anyway,
wouldn't you say right now, I don't think goaltending is the issue for this team right now.
no. But all I'm and taking, macro level, again, we go back to the postmortem presser and all this. If the Bruins are selling this BS to everybody that they're chasing cups, you do not win cups in this league without a number one center. You've said it a million times, Jimmy. The most tradable piece until his no movement clause kicks in is Swayman.
Totally agree with you.
Landslide.
Totally agree with you.
So that's all. It was pure speculation. I mean,
Right.
again,
Nope. And I agree with you,
that's
Brendan.
the inner fan in me that
Right.
I don't.
No, man, I'm not saying you have a bad idea. I was just trying to explain to you the cap ramifications. Like, you're going to have to move Swayman before, or
Right.
you have to have that in place. You have to have a Swayman trade in place to accommodate Hart. And then whatever you get, do you know what I'm saying? You have to have one in place. You can't just do it without a contingency plan. That's all I was trying to say. What else we got? Anything? Go ahead.
Do you think Bergie and Chara run the
This is
Bruins
from
in the
Harry,
future?
by the way.
Harry's the man.
Do you think
I
Bergie
mean-
and Chara run the Bruins in the future? I'm not sure about run. Like, I think both. I feel like both Chara and Bergeron would lean more towards coaching or development. I think and mentoring with players, like working hands on with the players as opposed to being management and behind the scenes and making the moves for the players. I feel like they'd want to be more hands on guys. I do think both end up being part of the organization. Eventually, I think Bergeron comes into the fold as well.
Yes, sir.
And by the way, for those that don't know, Patrice has got a. I'll tweet the name out for it. I forget it, but it's in French. There's a great. He's doing a podcast up in Quebec right now.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yep. So I'll tweet that out for everybody. All right, let's take one more before we go here, guys, because I think Brendan and I have about on fumes, as he said before.
Here we go, Ethan. Yes. Do you think Ethan? We're besties, buddy. Do you think?
Well,
McAvoy
he's
should be
asking
on
you what you
51?
think. He didn't say what he's thinking.
Fair. But my thinking is he's on team no with me, and it's team hell no.
Okay, I mean both Brendan and I think that he should not be running the power play. I don't mind him being on a PP1, but I think Hampus Lindholm should be running it. That's the way I think it should go. I don't know what happened.
You said it. If he's got to be, if Neely and Sweeney are insistent on him being out there on PP1, get him away from the point, move him around.
Let him be the rover, right? Let him go in and pinch. Let Hampus run it and get the puck in. Maybe he finds McAvoy coming in, pinching right to the net, and he gets him there. I think that will work a lot better because I think McAvoy can be a little kind of unpredictable and kind of make guys think if you allow him to do that. He can't do that running the power play.
His offensive skill set is more that of a forward, which is kind of, you know what I mean? He's kind of shifty.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you
Twirly.
can tell right. He always, one thing that kind of makes me watching him year after year, he always looks at his feet when he gets the puck at the blue line.
And I'm showing my age right now, Brendan, and he's even almost before our time, but I got to know him and I just watched a lot of highlights of him growing up. Little Brad Park.
Oh, I knew that's where you were going. My favorite when I was a little tyke.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's a little Brad Park in him, but you can't do that when you're running a power play.
Right.
I mean, Brad did it at times, but I just think let him freelance, let him freestyle out there, and he's going to be a lot better.
And hopefully, I mean, if Spott is the guru that he says, he's going to figure that out.
Yep.
And, that might be the first awkward conversation of this new Sturm regime. Like, hey, guys, it's not working with Charlie on the power play, Cam and Don. But if you insist, this is where we're going to put him.
Yeah, and Ethan makes another great point, too. Save his energy for 5-on-5 in the PK, where he's much more valuable. That's a great point by Ethan there. If you pull it up, Jimmy, I don't know if you can. There you go. Great point by Ethan. So,
yeah, attaboy, Ethan.
All right, guys.
Yeah, it's been a long couple of days for all of us.
Yeah.
Again, our prayers with Jimmy.
Yeah, I want to, some of you guys reached out to me. I appreciate, reaching out to me after I lost my good friend Jeff. last night to cancer, and it meant a lot. There's a lot of people who reached out, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I work too goddamn hard at my day job. Pardon me saying that. And it's also parent teacher conferences week in this house. Married to an educator.
Oh, those are fun.
Oh God. Well, the school district here got this novel idea that they do every grade on the same nights. So my wife can't go. So like all these poor teachers, they're getting the B team. You know what I mean?
You're dad of the year, buddy.
Like,
hey, good for you. You're a great dad. Man.
I mean, it's great. I mean, I'm Mr. Sociable, whatever. But
Yep.
my wife, the Saint Angela, quarterbacks the homework and the studying and the reading and all that stuff. And
well, hey, you got the Fubo here. I hope you were tuning in, watching the Bruins.
So you say that? I was waiting outside the chemistry teacher's room for my time slot, and I pulled it up right as Todd was singing the anthem. The guy, I think the next chair down, was looking at me like, God, this guy's a weirdo. Like, listen to the next one come on his phone.
Yeah.
So anyway,
good stuff, man.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here again tonight.
Yep.
Jimmy, you're the man.
Again, before we go, reminder, we will not be on after Saturday's game against Buffalo on Saturday night. On Monday, we're going to be a bit delayed because I've got the eye test. And it's going to probably run right as the Bruins game is finishing against Tampa because it's a 1:00 matinee. So we'll post it, but it's looking like we're going to pre-record Brendan, around like 7 o'clock. Or not record, we're going to stream right at 7. So if you want to tune in live, then you can. We'll look back.
Yeah, it'll be more of a post-game type of, breakdown topics kind of talk show format.
Look ahead to the week ahead. Look at the road trip. Yeah,
exactly.
So we'll be, we'll keep you posted on the times there. Just kind of a lot in flux right now, but we appreciate your patience and thanks for everyone tuning in.
Absolutely. Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for the great questions, great content. Chris, Ethan, Harry, love it. Again, tell your friends.
And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.
That's right.
Pound it.
I'm Brendan. He's Jimmy. This is Bruins Vibes Podcast on the Sick Podcast Network. Bruins are 2-0. Good night, everybody.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Bruins Vibes on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.